I would film my day. I am held up at my friend's house because I'm leaving for Europe in a week, and this is not staged. I'm actually just waking up. It's so funny when you see the YouTube videos where people get out of bed and they look so pretty and nice, and the aesthetics is perfect. I have no idea how to do that. I am a content creator, but and a photographer, so you think I would, but I've actually only made a handful of YouTube videos. But I am taking off for like a year. I've worked as a digital nomad before, but I want to get back to it. So I am leaving for Europe next week for a couple weeks. Then I'm coming back to New England, and then I'm going to take a road trip out west because I have 22 states left to see. So why not? Anyways, today in New England it is going to be 98 degrees. So I thought I would share my day and how I beat the heat. And it is only 6 a.m. right now because I want to get my hike in early while it's still in the 70s. So that is what we're going to do. Say good morning to Sparkie. Say good morning, Sparkie. Oh, she's behind the camera right now on the bed. Hi, good morning. It's also kind of difficult to film a cat, which you see a lot of on here. Cats and dogs, and she's talking. Hi, you want to be on camera? Hi. So shout out to all the YouTubers who do all of this on a regular basis, because it's really actually very hard. And I get tired of it, which is why I never am very consistent at it. But I also have ADHD, so I'm not really consistent at anything. Hi, Sparkie. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do today. I have errands to run, I have work to do, and I want some me time, so I want to get in a hike and a swim. Yesterday, my friend and I jumped in the ocean, and it was so therapeutic. I just want to do it as much as I can. Last summer, I spent the whole summer swimming from like May to October, you guys. So we started out with a cold plunge, obviously. I am like stuffy. I don't know if it's the weather or what, but. And then I learned how to surf, and I finished up around October. And I didn't go back because I got pneumonia, RSV and pneumonia. And then a few months later, I got bronchitis and walking pneumonia. So I am seeing a pulmonologist, and I'm going to take an inhaler because it's going to be almost 100 degrees today. I also have pretty bad allergies. These are some things I am trying to manifest away. Yeah, and I also have a lot of manifesting stories for you guys. But for now, I'm gonna go get dressed for my hike. Okay, I'll see you in a little bit. Isn't this a pretty park? So I've been going to this park since I was a child. So I was talking about manifesting health earlier, and I had I had a pretty rough winter. And I feel like I was talking about to a friend about this recently. I'm still so tired. I feel like manifesting health also can mean manifesting the right doctor or medication or treatment. And that's a lot of what's been happening with me. So, you know, my mom brought me to a different little things will happen, like synchronistically. Like my mom brought me to a different hospital than I usually go to. Then They did all the tests that I needed. They gave me the medication that I needed. Then after I had to go back again, they gave me a referral to a pulmonologist that I needed. And now I'm on I call it a magic inhaler, because a lot of times I was getting side effects from inhalers and stuff. So now I'm on the right inhaler, and I was able to get back to my active lifestyle. So I like to hike, I like to swim, I like to travel, and I'm a content creator and photographer, so a lot of the things I do require a lot of energy. And I was having a lot of trouble because I had like this situation going on where the medication might make me feel better physically, but then like mentally it was like affecting my sleep, or I wouldn't sleep enough, or I'd sleep too much, or I'd be groggy, or like have that foggy brain situation happening. So the good news is I have been able to get back into my lifestyle. 2 weeks ago, I hiked 12 miles on the Martha's Vineyard Cross Island hike, which was a bucket list of mine and a goal. And I'm so happy that I was able to do that. So now I'm trying to keep up with that and hike like a couple miles a day locally or wherever I am. So yeah, I think manifesting health is not just about miraculously becoming healthy like the next day, although I have had that happen as well. But sometimes it's about allowing these synchronistic events to take you where you need to be, or where you need to go, or to who you need to see, to help you on that path. And I also think it helps teach you things about yourself. For instance, I learned a few years ago when I was really sick that as a child growing up in such a dysfunctional household, I learned that being sick got you a lot of attention. So even though it was not the best environment, everyone really kind of took a break from their drama when someone was sick, and everyone kind of stepped up to the plate, whatever that analogy is, stepped up to the plate and would take care of you and spoil you and bring you presents and food and whatever it was you asked for. I know that sounds silly, but that's kind of like the environment I grew up in, where yeah, it was pretty dysfunctional, but everyone took care of you if you were sick. So that could, you know, be a problem where I'm subconsciously becoming sick to get attention or something as an adult, you know. And you know, I don't need to do that as an adult, right? So that's a couple things that I learned from being sick. I also had gained a lot of weight from the steroids and antibiotics, so I like to maintain a healthy, I like to be healthy. I eat healthy, I eat organic, I eat natural. I'm really more of a homeopathic type of person, so medication is like a last resort for me. So it's been kind of hard to accept that I have to like take this medication or take an inhaler regularly. So yeah, I'm trying to maintain my health because I like to maintain my activity and my active lifestyle. So that's kind of the path that I'm on right now at 48 years old. I'm going to be 49 in a month and 50 in a year, so I have to consider these.
Oh my God, you guys, look. This water fountain has been here since I was a kid. And I have no qualms about sharing my age. As I told you, I'm 48. Isn't this funny? Look how cute. And so has this playground up there, up the hill. I feel like there's so many parks and beaches and hiking trails that like nobody takes advantage of or nobody knows about, because a lot of times I'm like alone doing these things and taking advantage of like just the planet Earth that we live on. And I'll have like an entire beach or park or forest to myself, which is so strange. So if you guys are looking for things to do, definitely go out and explore, because you'll find that not a lot of people are taking advantage of these things and enjoying themselves in nature, because everyone's so busy, you know. We spend a lot of our time behind four walls, and I just don't want to do that anymore. So yeah, about 4 years ago, I took 90 days and just traveled around the United States, and I saw 28 US states, and I've been to 5 or 6 European countries. So I'm going to 2 more European countries next week, and then I'm going to go see 6 more United States in August or September, maybe both. I don't know. I literally have no plans for the next 12 months, and I just want to explore this beautiful planet we live on. Have you guys ever seen Welcome to Earth with Will Smith? I highly recommend it. I don't care what you think of Will Smith, but it is phenomenal. And I think it'll just give you a much more appreciation for all the extraordinary things that this planet we call home has to offer. So if you can put your feelings about Will Smith aside and enjoy it, go ahead, look it up. I think it's called Welcome to Earth with Will Smith. But yeah, that's one of my inspirations, that documentary. And I'm just tired of sitting still and being in the Matrix, really. So, and I haven't really been in the Matrix in like 12 years, but I dabble here and there, you know, substitute teaching, being stuck in a school, you know, having to show up for certain jobs. We all have to do that. But I try to remain flexible. So we got some squirrels coming up. As you can see, I'm still hiking in this beautiful park. The other thing is, I don't know if some influencers never share their location. So for now, all I'm going to tell you is it's in New England, and then others do. So I don't know. You guys write in the comments what you think about this topic of discussion. Do we share locations or do we not? Funny story, in London, my son actually had a squirrel jump on his leg. I will click the link below if you want to read that whole blog. Sorry, this is a vlog. I wrote a blog about that trip, so I'll link it below. It's quite comical. Oh my god, you guys, my car is actually still cool. That's crazy. I feel like it's 100,000 degrees out. My face is all red, my hair is all frizzy, and yes, I just checked the temperature. It's gone up 10 degrees. It is now, I think, more than 10 degrees. It is now 87 degrees And what I like about this park though is that there's a restroom. Last week I went to hike and I had to quit after a mile at a place that had no public restrooms. That's a hard thing about hiking. If you're not like in a forest where you could go in the woods. This is a public park, so it has public restrooms, but I'm trying to be more conscientious of that because when you're hiking, you have to drink. Like, you have to stay hydrated. And I just splashed that water everywhere. And if you're hydrated, you're gonna have to use the bathroom. But we are not gonna go swimming here. We're actually gonna change states. I'm going to a different state. But since I'm in New England, and I grew up in New England, that's just normal for us. We go to another state like every other day. Sometimes every day. First, I'm gonna go to my parents and bring them some things. So, one of the things I like, one of the manifesting rituals I like is manifesting with the full moon and the new moon. So, I probably did a video on this before, but if you clean and clear anything that is no longer serving you between the full moon and the new moon, and then you call in your manifestations on the new moon. And it sounds like so totally woo-woo, but it's actually very scientific because the moon is compressing the earth, and like we're in motion, constantly in motion on this planet, and then the moon compresses the earth back and forth, so we're actually moving. We just don't know it. That's why, like, sometimes if certain times of the month or the week you feel more lightheaded than others, it could be due to the moon. So this morning at 6:35 a.m. was the new moon. I gave up my apartment at the full moon 2 weeks ago to travel for the next year, and got rid of so much stuff, you guys. I do this like every year. A total overhaul, cleaning, donating, throwing things away, giving things back to people that maybe I borrowed, like a book or something. So I have a few more things to bring to my parents. So that's what's in the back of the car. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to use that opportunity to put my bathing suit on and then iced coffee. All right, so slight change of plans. I skipped my parents for now because I realized I have a book that I have to finish. I have one chapter of this book to finish, and I've been procrastinating for like 2 weeks because I don't like finishing books because then they're over. But this one got a little weird, so I'm just gonna finish it today. So because my mom wants it and she wants to borrow it, and I don't know if I'm gonna get over there again in the next few days. So I want everything out of this car that is not serving me any longer, including this book. It was a really good book, and it's by a local New England author, which I love, but it got a little weird, so I'm just gonna finish it and call it a day. I liked the start of it, but I didn't like the end of it. Sometimes books go somewhere like in a different direction than I had in mind, which I don't really like. So I am getting some breakfast. You guys, it's only 9:42 a.m. I got my breakfast that I'm taking to the beach. So I forgot that we came at 2 o'clock yesterday, and I usually come at like 7 a.m. So I'm really hoping we get a parking spot. I'm pulling in now because this is a free parking lot. Okay, there are several spots open. I don't know what's happening. I'm happy, but this is usually like the hot spot. I mean, I'm super happy for myself. All right, so we have a nice parking spot. And actually, I'm going to eat my breakfast right here because I'm not always so coordinated at eating outside. Like, the bugs find me, the sand finds me. I'm just like, it gets hot, you know. Really, I'm really just here to jump in the ocean. That's kind of what I do. Okay, so because I drove to Rhode Island, it is still 87 degrees. However, back where I started in Connecticut is up to 91 degrees. So the temperature is still rising.
and I still look puffy and tired. Hopefully the ocean will take care of that. Okay, so that was easy. I am in my bathing suit. I had a nice big towel from Walmart in the car. I have a couple of them. So I just put it over me and changed in the car. And now I'm in my bathing suit. And I love this set from, let me see, where did I get it? Oh, Title IX. I have the matching bottoms, shorts, and then this underneath is from Old Navy. So most of my bathing suits, I like Old Navy or Title IX. And no, I'm not an affiliate. I'm just letting you know what I prefer. Look how nice this is. All right, so my car is a mess. And I'm just gonna pack my bag. So I have a little beach bag. So I am gonna stay for a little bit to read the last chapter of that book. And I have these matching towels, stripes and florals from Walmart I got last year. I love this, and I like Target towels as well. And then I got this beautiful beach bag from Target on clearance last year. And I have this adorable turtle, look, that's a sea turtle poncho from, I want to say Sand Cloud. All right, so I am going to add my iced coffee into this little bit of, look, I drank all this water just this morning in here because I have no other water in the car. And I have no sunscreen. But you guys, I don't sit in the sun bathing anymore. I jump in, read a couple chapters of a book, eat, drink, leave. That is the extent of my beach visit these days. Because vitamin D is good for us, but we don't need to be in the sun longer than we have to be. So I found another water, so I'm going to combine that as well. Actually colder today than yesterday. I don't know how that's possible when it got up to like 90 degrees yesterday and it's already 90 degrees now. But I guess overnight maybe it must cool off like pretty fast because it was ice cold water. Ice cold water. I had a nice little spot on the sand by the rocks. I finished that book I was telling you about. I went for a swim. I drank my weird concoction. So yeah, it was super, super nice. And we are back to the parking lot. Okay, so I'm having a little bit of regret because I made a rather rash decision and decided to only go on the water once. Yesterday we went in 3 times. And now I'm back in the parking lot and it's like 100 degrees. So I wish I went in again. However, I don't really like traveling like in the car so sopping wet. So at least this way I'm like rather dry. And I'm just gonna drive from here to my parents in this poncho.
like a crazy person in this headband and this poncho. But this is kind of like my surf gear, so it's just gonna have to work for now. And I'm gonna go to my parents to do those things I wanted to do. They're in the back of my, get rid of those things that are in the back of my car. And the reason my car is not really equipped right now, like I didn't have water, and I'm drinking this weird concoction. Look how much I drank of it. I'm still going strong here. Is because I'm leaving for Europe in a week. And so I didn't even have sunscreen, you guys. So all my stuff is either at my mom's or my friend's. So we are back in Connecticut. I'm heading to my parents. Yes, we're in the middle of the forest. I'm going to unload these things out of my car, check my mail because I get my mail here, and oh, I still need a change. It's literally now 95 degrees and it is 12:24 p.m. in Connecticut. That's insane. But we so far have been beating the heat. And now I'm about to go out into the heat. Okay, I am all fresh and clean in a cute little summer dress. But the funny thing is, I'm just gonna go back to where I'm staying for a few hours because it is absolutely unbearable outside. But I still have to walk in to the apartment building from my car, so it's still a good idea to be dressed and in clothing. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go home and work on some editing. I have 2 events that I have to finish editing. One was an anniversary party and one was a birthday party, like an adult birthday party, which I don't think I'm gonna be doing anymore because I really don't enjoy doing events. I like being at an event, but I don't want to be the photographer at an event anymore. I just like photographing food. I've very slowly decreased my people photography. I'm not doing portraits anymore. I'm not doing the high school anymore. I'm not doing newborns anymore. I'm really not photographing people at all anymore. I just enjoy going to the restaurants, photographing the food, and then eating the food. So I think that's kind of what I've streamlined my business to be, basically. And then so I am back at the apartment. I took a shower and washed my hair, actually, because I jumped in the ocean yesterday and today. I wasn't sure if I wanted to wash my hair because I kind of want to go back to the ocean again before I go to Europe, but we'll see. It felt good, it felt right, and so that's what I did. I have some fresh ice cold water, and I love these glass jars my friend got me, and she made me banana chocolate chip cookies, so I get to stay inside. But that means I have to accomplish things. There's 2 things I need to accomplish. 1, editing photos, and 2, cleaning and organizing the upstairs loft that I'm staying in for the rest of the year, but not really staying in for the rest of the year. I will only be here 1 week this week, and then 2 weeks in July, and then I won't be back for like a year. But I need to get it organized because she's being nice enough to let me keep my things here, so I'm so grateful to her. And she wants to travel too, so it's kind of working out. All right, so I'm gonna go rest for a little while and then do some editing. I will see you later. We have been sleeping and sleeping and sleeping. Slept and slept and slept and slept. I know, that's crazy. But it's just one of those days. I mean, 95 degrees is not normal. And we have YouTube on because we like watching our favorite YouTubers ourselves. Sparkie thinks that my laptop case is her personal bed. Hi, Sparkie. And Sparkie slept with me, so now she's working with me. I told you she likes watching her YouTubers. See? Look, she literally watches that. She literally watches them with me. And this is one of our favorite van lifers, and the dog. See? And there's one with a cat. Alright, I'm back in the kitchen. I got some organic popcorn that I got myself at my last apartment and saved. And we are going to pop it. So I washed my cup, my water bottle that I had that crazy concoction in. I drank 2 of these today, which is 16 ounces. And then 4 of these. That's how thirsty I was. So thank you guys so much for spending the day with me. I know it was a bit of a crazy day with the heat wave and then me passing out and taking a nap, but we did get some cool footage of the parks and the beach, and I'm gonna make this popcorn and sit down with Sparkie. I got some photos done, so I got some things done, and I look like a mad person right now. And then my friend is gonna be here, and we'll probably hang out. Since I slept for 4 hours, I'm probably gonna be wide awake. But thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you next time. Bye.